Welcome back, Devils fans, and we just ended our season in the desert, losing to the Coyotes by a score of 4-1, and this one was painful early on, folks, and the season is officially over. This is it. This is the official burial. Cheers. I got the new thing over here. I got to figure out how to reach over under. Cheers, Devils fans. I've made some progress. The bottle's going down. It'll probably be gone by tomorrow after that game. And this video brought to you by Jack Daniels and, of course, RWJ Barnabas Health. Pathetic loss. There's not much to say about this one. Devils give up 3 goals in the first period, come out completely flat. The Coyotes jump on us early, never relent, and our season is officially over. A painful one indeed. What a painful way to end the season after giving us false hope in Dallas and beating a good Stars team pretty thoroughly. The Devils have reverted to their old selves tonight in the desert, losing by a score of 4-1, and it was painful. It was almost as painful as can be. A bad Coyotes team in a joke of a setup here, playing in the Arizona State facility, less than 5,000 capacity. The Devils roll into the desert, get absolutely buried. And, there's not much to say, guys. It's going to be a long, long offseason. Hopefully we make some moves that are going to better the team, but this just isn't it. Pathetic outing. Let's go to the scoring. At 9:37, Moser gives them the 1-0 lead. About 4 minutes later, on the power play, Gunther at 14:02. And then a few minutes later, Logan Cooley at 17:32. 3-0 Coyotes after 1, and that was more than enough on tonight. More than enough. We shot our load last game, used up all of our depth scoring. There was none to be found tonight. In the second period at 7:01, Nick DeSimone kind of rushes up the ice, creates a nice play. A little give and go, gets to the net, bangs one in, cut the lead to 3-1, and the Devils got nothing else. Third period, nothing. Keller gets one on the empty net. Nice goaltending by Shimo Nemitz, by the way. Nice shot on goal earlier with the empty net before Keller scored. Nemitz made a nice block playing goalie, but completely abysmal effort by the Devils tonight. They came out flat. The Coyotes jumped on them, and that was it. The game was over after the first period, and this team consistently inconsistent on the year. Tonight's another glowing example of it, and it's pathetic. High highs and low lows, the tale of the 23-24 New Jersey Devils. And, Kokkonen looked like absolute shit. I mean, some of those goals were hard. I don't know. It's just interesting to me that, personally, if it was me after the last outing, we don't have games to spare. I would have went right back to Jake Allen. He played great in Dallas. I would have went right back to him tonight. And if he played well in today's game, I would have went back to him again tomorrow. Goalies can play back-to-backs. It's been proven in this league for years and years. Teams don't like to do it, but we've seen the Devils do it on occasion this season. Sometimes it worked out. Sometimes it did not. But I would have wrote Allen, honestly. I don't know why the start for Kokkonen today. I mean, he played pretty well in that Ranger game, but I didn't even realize initially that Allen was not backing up. So he wasn't even dressed for tonight. So Dawes was the backup. So, if you didn't want to start Allen, then maybe give Dawes another look. At this point, it's just completely atrocious what's been going on. I would have certainly went back to Jake Allen. That was not the case for tonight. We went with Kokkonen, and not a great outing for him. Furthermore, on that topic, it's just very interesting to me that, Tom Fitzgerald essentially said we didn't really want Kokkonen, and we made the deal to essentially dump Vitek Vanacek to San Jose. So if that's the case, then what are you even playing Kokkonen for? What is the point? And I'll tell you the point. Because Tom Fitzgerald is full of shit, and if Kokkonen showed any sort of promise, your goalies for next season were going to be Jake Allen and Kokkonen. I firmly believe that. I think Fitz's big game hunting is all lip service. I think it's all bullshit. I mean, I'm sure he'll kick the tires, but in the end, I don't think he has the moxie to deal with the assets that it will take to land one of these big-time goalies that he claims he's targeting. And so I believe, Jake Allen is going to be the starter next season, and I think Fitz was thinking maybe there was a chance Kokkonen could be the backup, if not Dawes or Schmid. But I just don't see the purpose in playing Kokkonen today if Kokkonen is truly not in the plans for the team next season. And so it doesn't make any sense to me. I would have went to Allen, but if you weren't going to start Allen, then give Dawes another start. I mean, he's going to be in the organization next year, whether he's in Utica or with the big club remains to be seen. But if Kakkonen's not part of the plans, it's completely stupid to even continue playing him, honestly. What is the point? I don't see the point. It should have been Allen. Doesn't matter now. I'm sure we'll see Allen tomorrow in Vegas in a game that at this point does not matter. I am completely deflated. I'm coming to grips with the miracle run is not going to happen. You just can't come out and play the way we did today and expect, to make this miraculous run for the playoffs. The Islanders got lucky today and got a late call, which resulted in them tying the game late, and then they lost in overtime. But they did get that dirty point, and Detroit beat Buffalo, and so not a ton of help in the out-of-town scoreboard today. But at this point, it doesn't matter. We've lost more ground, and it's officially over. A team that could be this inconsistent has zero chance of rattling off the consecutive amount of wins we would need to make the playoffs. And so the season is officially over. I am super depressed. And, there wasn't really much to take away from today's game other than it was pathetic. We finally saw heavyweight enforcer Curtis McDermott get about. He had a nice little tilt. Wasn't much. Not a lot of punches thrown against big Josh Brown. It was kind of more of a wrestling match, and McDermott's going to win those 99 times out of 100, and Brown ended up on the ice without any, major structural damage to his face from the fists of McDermott. So I'm assuming that is an okay scenario for Brown. He goes to the box unscathed other than being taken down to the ice in a wrestling move. But pathetic game. Really deflating. Went down without a fight even. Let's look at the game stats. Shots on goal, Devils 38. I don't think tons of them were quality. I mean, there was some, but not many. Like a lot of garbage shots. 32 for the Coyotes. Devils back on top in the face-off percentage this game. 57.1% to the Coyotes, 42.9%. Devils 0 for 2 on the power play, and they looked terrible today. Terrible today, folks. The power play is powerless again. Just awful. Coyotes 1 for 2 on the power play. Devils with 25 hits. I mean, that's something. A lot more hits than we've seen in a lot of games previously. 25 hits for the Devils, 11 for the Coyotes. Devils with 15 block shots, Coyotes with 22 block shots. Devils with 6 giveaways, Coyotes with 8 giveaways. Devils with 2 takeaways, and the Coyotes with 4 takeaways. And, another one down the tubes, a season down the tubes, brought to you by Tom Fitzgerald's Hoping and Wishing. The team just couldn't do it this season. They could not do it. The stories of the season will be the injuries, the league horrific goaltending, and Tom Fitzgerald being unwilling to either try to shore up the blue line when Dougie Hamilton went down and bring in a veteran defenseman, or address the obvious, glaring, painful need of a goaltender. He did not. He waited till deadline day and brought in 2 subpar goalies. And, now I guess we could only hope going into the summer that Jake Allen is in fact going to be the backup next season, and we do go big game hunting and land either Markstrom, Saros, or Ullmark. I don't have a lot of faith in that. I think at best case we get Markstrom, which again, I've said many times on the channel, I would like Markstrom, assuming we don't get completely fleeced in the trade for him. And then with the Markstrom, he's under contract for 2 more seasons. We need to make some other win-now moves to tweak the roster, because just Markstrom would have definitely got us in the playoffs this year, but it would not be enough for us to go on any sort of run or hopefully win a Stanley Cup. And so if we get Markstrom, to me, that's a win-now move for sure. He's 34 years of age, 2 years left on his deal, and so you need to load up the roster to get this guy to bring us on 2 runs, hopefully. Maybe more, but at a minimum, 2 deep runs, and it's not going to happen with the roster we have. As I've said plenty of other times before, the team is too soft, a little too one-dimensional on offense. We have to get some grinders, some battlers that are going to go to the corners, go to the front of the net, wreak havoc, and get those down and dirty goals. And right now, with the speed, finesse, transition game that we have, I just don't see it working out long-term. Other teams have figured out how to kind of stifle this Devils offense, beat them up a little bit, and it's become increasingly difficult for the Devils to find offense on some nights. And tonight was one of them. We made another, subpar goal. I can't have Vejmelka. I can't even say his name. I don't know. But, yeah, he was the first star of the game. Coyotes goalie, number 1 star of the game. 37 saves on 38 shots, and another night that, a goalie that you're like, who the hell's that? We make him look outstanding at moments. Although, again, like I said, a lot of those shots were perimeter and kind of garbage shots, but he played well enough to win for sure. A couple big saves, and the Devils lose and make another run-of-the-mill goalie look outstanding. Pathetic game, painful. I have no words, and it's just now, looking forward to the summer, and hopefully Fitz is truly going big game hunting. There's a lot of guys I would love to see on this roster outside of the goaltender. We all know my number one want is a goalie, and it has been for months and months now, but it did not happen. And I will be putting out some videos. I don't know if I'll wait to the end of the season. I probably will. After our last game, I will drink to the season that brought us so many highs early on and so many lows, and overall resulted in just, to me, the biggest calamity of a season in New Jersey Devils history since the 95-96 season, where we failed to make the playoffs after winning the Stanley Cup. This, to me, is the biggest disgrace of a season since then. Nearly 30 years. A team that came off a franchise record-setting 112-point season last season when we beat the New York Rangers in a brutal 7-game series. To not make the playoffs really stings. Obviously, we did lose some players. The defenseman losses of Severson and Graves turned out to be insurmountable by replacing them with teenagers in Luke Hughes and Shimon Nemitz with league basement goaltending. It was just too much to handle. And Dougie's injury. Dougie's injury turned out to be a lot more substantial than I thought. I mean, I knew we would miss him for sure, but it turned out that, Dougie being out of the lineup hurt us way more than I would have anticipated or would have liked to even hope for. But it just wasn't in the cards. And I also think, reflecting back, the loss of Tatar and Wood were kind of big losses as well. They were depth forwards that brought some intensity and element to the game that we just don't have anymore. And so when you add up all these things, not cashing out, but letting veteran defensemen walk to replace with kids, Dougie gets injured, we get softer than we were. Miles Wood, I love Miles Wood. He got a lot of hate from fans at different stretches, and he was kind of all over the place as a player, but he definitely brought energy and way more grit than most of these guys do. And it's unfortunate. And then we lost McLeod. It was just a season that this season could be a soap opera with all these injuries, the McLeod thing. It's just a lot of bullshit. Lindy getting canned. It was just a whole lot. It'll go down to me as, since I've been a fan since 1994, it is the second biggest calamity, only to the 95-96 season where we did not make the playoffs after winning the Cup. But let me know what you guys thought about the game in the comments. What'd you think about the decision to start Kakkonen? I'm assuming we're going to see Allen and net tomorrow, but let me know what you think about that. And I don't know, guys. It's going to be a very long summer for me. March 16th, I'm declaring the Devils officially dead. I will not be roped back in by anything short of 6 consecutive wins. I'll be roped back in with 6 consecutive wins. Anything short of that, I am not allowing myself to mentally and emotionally go to that place where I start fantasizing about, if this happens and that, it's over. We have 16 games left, and it's just not going to happen. You just can't play this kind of hockey. I'm sorry, the 16 games was with today's game, so 15 games left after today's loss, and it's just not going to happen. We just don't have it in us. At this point, we probably have to run the table and maybe win out or lose one game at most. But a painful season. It should have never went down like this. We deserved better as fans. The core nucleus of this team deserved better as players, but it was not to be. Really, really sucks. And now I'll be cheering for Uncle Rico and the Edmonton Oilers to win a cup so Adam Henry could at least get a cup. And that's it. And that's it. Talk to you all in the comments. Throw anything out Devils related. I love talking to you all. And back to Jack Daniels, that is. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends. Let's go, Devils.